The People's Parliament spun on, and I'm the People's Advocate, Vernon Derby. And we have with us this morning a lady who has taken some time out of our busy schedule because apparently, she believes in speaking to the people and communicating with them and letting them understand what's happening. Because if we don't understand, we'll make up nice and be miserable.
And keeping my promises.
Yeah,
because I did promise you some 3 months ago, but I was called away.
Oh, yes. Great to have you. And I hope that you can come again because it's very important for the people to.
Yes, but it's difficult sometimes.
I know, very tight.
You have to give me long notice.
Well, I'll give you notice from now. I'll be at you because you need every quarter, I think, to speak to the nation.
Okay.
I'm going to get myself, I don't want to get you into any mix-up, but
and we have just a couple minutes left.
Yes. But I'd love to, there are persons who have questioned your role in the whole prosecution of that Olin case, and Smith, I think. I think he was eventually charged under another jurisdiction. And persons are saying, what happened in Jamaica?
Well, the thing about it is looking back on it, because it happened a little bit before I became DPP. So when I became DPP in 2008, and I think a few months after I got a copy of a file and I went into it, I realized, having spoken to the police investigators, they said to me, Miss Llewellyn, with all the agony that you see a lot of people are talking about, they could hardly get persons who would sit down and give them statements.
No, ma'am, that can't be true.
I am telling you what the police told me.
My God.
I am telling you because a lot of persons felt some sense of shame or they didn't want people to know.
Yeah, so like
Vernon, I am telling you what the police told me. Because the thing is, it is so easy for a lot of persons who don't understand the system, they don't know what it is to investigate, they don't recognize that unless you make a complaint, if you're going to have some issue of fraud or obtaining money by means of false pretenses, you need to have that interface. Now, where I think they could ask the questions, what was the Securities Commission doing? Because there would possibly have been contraventions under the Securities Commission, that legislation.
Yes.
So they would have to answer that question. And I do know before I became DPP that I think that they or some other entity had asked the previous director for a fiat. So there was senior counsel from the defense bar who had asked for a fiat to prosecute and was in that matter. So it's when I became DPP, I became aware of all of this. But the die had already been cast, and so by the time I became DPP and I was brought up to speed, it was quite clear that you did not have sufficient complainants who were prepared to go on record and give statement. And I think the Securities Commission perhaps might have been a little tardy in their action. And so by the time the system was trying now to get other persons to give statements, I believe that he was on trial elsewhere. Is it in the Turks and Caicos?
Right,
elsewhere. But what we did do under the mutual legal assistance protocols and regime, we did, my office, because I'm the designated central authority, give assistance to the American authorities. I can say it now, because usually when we act under that regime, it's very confidential. But we did give a lot of assistance in terms of getting production orders and court orders in relation to the prosecution of David Smith elsewhere. So we did act in that.
Right, but the thing is though, the funds were never, well, there's a possibility of those persons getting that.
Those persons would have to seek to use, they would have had to get legal advice and use the civil court to get back their funds.
And then
right?
likelihood of getting back.
Yeah, but you see, that they will have to deal with their lawyer with that. That's a civil matter. We deal with the institution, the taking over, the discontinuing, or the prosecution of criminal matters. Right?
Oh,
And
a lot of it will be a civil.
that would have to be
Civil,
civil.
civil.
But what I'm trying to say, what I was told by the investigators, because I came in as DPP, I became DPP after most of the, what should I say, the bomb had exploded on this whole thing. And what I was made to understand after we got a copy of the file was that a lot of persons, with all this a lot of people talking, when the police approached some of these people, they refused to give statements because they did not wish to be named and they did not wish a lot of people to know that they were part of this.
You could tell me I look so sincere, but I'm not going to believe.
Well,
My
I'm talking
God.
about the human condition.
But then I should know better too, you know, because
I'm talking about the human condition, which is why
yes.
it is a prudent prosecutor who, before you make a decision
Yes.
on anything, you make sure you are informed by getting the evidentiary material. You do not go on any gut feeling or gossip or hearsay or what.
But let me
You
ask you-
even read in the public domain.
But what
You
about-
have to get the
but witnesses
actual
though?
evidentiary material in terms of statements.
Can we really
and
rely
other
on witnesses who
documentation.
might drop out or dead of it?
No, but you don't have any other choice. You don't have any other choice.
Yes.
You don't have any other choice. We are not in Law and Order or CSI. This is not television. This is not television.
Oh,
A
really?
lot of
Really?
people sit down and think that this is television, right? And if you talk to a lot of prosecutors abroad, they will tell you, yes, we have it too. People think that CSI and Law and Order and these are...
Is that show?
It's not like that. You have to have evidence. You have to have evidence.
By the way, I have the same problem, you know. I get complaints. They say, Vernon, a whole person go on in my area, you know. I say, what am I feel about it? You don't tell me nothing. Who will do it? The last time I got a complaint about a gentleman who was molesting a little picking.
Yeah.
And I went public and produced it because I said I embarrassed the person. We don't have care about it. We have to shut up. Because the person's involved. They have no why, and I hope you're listening. You know why you hug it up, but you are horrible, and you shall pay for it.
And you have to be careful, Vernon, because you may have people who have some grouse against another, and they will seek to use the media to embarrass the person, fully well knowing that there is insufficient material as a matter of law to take it to court.
But in this case, though, it happened. But guess what? You know what happened. And guess what? I had to stay far.
I am going to say that as a prudent prosecutor of some years' experience, I have learned that you make your decisions based on the evidentiary material that is before you. If you don't have it or you don't have enough, then we can ask for it or require it. But what you don't do is to speculate, go off gossip or hearsay, because then you would not be true to the ethical parameters that you have to operate in as a prosecuting attorney.
But what I say, ma'am, if there's something cruel and wicked, you might get it from the law, because all the evidence are there, and people are willing to say anything. But your conscience, I will tell you from experience, your conscience and retribution will take you.
But I still have to urge, and I try when I give presentations all over, because I do motivational speeches as well, is that the whole concept of service above self and being a citizen means that you have to be prepared to be your best country, your country's best citizen.
Guess what? On that point, we have to finish. And ma'am, I'm booking for the next 3 months because we need to hear from you. Not very often we hear that kind of solid voice of reason. As I'm getting the principals to come on board, and they are making such a difference. And we'll have you back again. Madam, DPP, Paula Llewellyn, Casey, thank you very much, family.
You're so welcome.
We have learned a lot. All of us, myself and my listeners, have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Same to you.